Hey guys, it's me, Talia Arisa Gibson. You can call me Tag for short, and welcome to my channel.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Today I have a challenge. Yes, guys, a challenge. This is the What in the Hen 1K celebration challenge by Ace Eats. Yes, again, I am late to the show, but like I said, I've been catching up on challenges. I think I've been saying that in every challenge video lately. But catching up on challenges, and so I couldn't not do this one. I couldn't not do this one. I could not go without doing this one. Y'all can't talk today. But anyway, so here are the rules. You have to have a hen, a Cornish hen. Now, I could not find a Cornish hen when I went to a regular grocery store. I went to Tom Thumb, which is a grocery store. I didn't see any Cornish hens. I think Kroger, I didn't see any Cornish hens. And so then I went to Walmart, because I think Ace says she got hers at Walmart. I went to Walmart. They didn't have any Cornish hens. All they had was a Southern hen. And that's what it said this was, which I had never seen. It just said on the outside, it was a yellow wrapper and it said Southern hen. So who knows? Maybe this is that corn-fed hen that your husband was talking about, Ace. But I don't know. But it said hen, so we're going to go with it. But it's big, so I'm definitely going to have leftovers. I stuffed it, so you have to stuff your hen. So what in the hen? I stuffed mine with cabbage. Yes, yes, yes. And I made some cornbread muffins with honey. Yum. And back here I have some more cabbage that I'll probably eat from and pull some from there as needed. Oh yeah, and you're supposed to tell about an awkward moment or awkward story. And then I guess it's highly preferred by Ace's husband that you have some Hennessy. Now, I do not drink Hennessy, but I do drink Crown Royal. So I have some Crown Royal vanilla. My favorite is Crown Apple and Crown Peach, but I'm gonna do some Crown Vanilla. And actually, I was looking for the small bottles of Hennessy and they didn't have the small bottle, and I didn't want to buy a big one because I don't drink Hennessy. So I was like, let's go with the Crown. So I am going to but I was thinking about the difference. I think Hennessy is a cognac and then Crown is a whiskey. I don't know the difference between a cognac and a whiskey. Is a cognac a whiskey? I don't know. So I'm gonna add some cherry Coke, which is great with the vanilla Crown. Woohoo. I'm gonna take a chopstick bottom and twirl this around. Get it mixed up in there. All right, y'all, so I'm gonna say a prayer. Dear God, thank you for this food that I'm about to eat. Thank you for this day. Ask to be with my viewers, keep them happy, healthy, and safe. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Amen. So again, I think I got all the rules. So you can check out Ace's video. I will have the link in the description box below, so be sure to check that out for deets. All right, so I'm gonna cut some of this meat off. Piece of that meat. Now, I have my True Heat hot sauce by Trudy Lee. Gotta have the hot sauce in there. some cabbage. I just realized I was having a moment with the food and completely forgot y'all were there. That's good. I have this weird thing where I really don't like to cook meat when it looks like it's live form. So like, I really don't like to cook like a whole chicken or a whole turkey. I'll do it, but it kind of messes with me. That's why I said I probably could just be like a pescatarian, because sometimes meat is overwhelming. When it's already pre-cut with the legs, it's just the wings or whatever, not so much, but the whole thing makes it a little harder for me to eat it. So Ace, I'm really doing this for you because like, I have to really cut this off, the meat off, to really enjoy it. I don't know, is anybody else like that? That's why it's hard for me to eat like head-on shrimp, because it's the shrimp, it looks just like the live form. I was finally able to do the whole fish. So I'm getting better. It still gets to me. I can just eat the veggies and the cornbread. All right, so let's get into this awkward story. I was trying to think about which one to share. So I think the one that I will share, when I was in my 20s, I was living in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I lived there 9 years, from 2006 all the way to 2015. So there was a guy that I had started dating, and we actually ended up being in a relationship. And he was a little bit younger than me, but we were both in our 20s. So now, mind you, I don't really think I have a type, but I feel like there's some people that you just initially you're automatically attracted to, and that wasn't the case with this guy. I met him at this karaoke event. He was the host, and we were there just having a good time, me and a couple of friends. And so he was the host of it, and he was really funny. He's a Haitian guy, so he has a Haitian accent, and he was funny and silly, and sometimes his jokes weren't that funny, which made them more funny, if that makes sense. But so I guess there was like an initial attraction with him coming up to me, and I just was like, oh, this is this cool kind of funny guy, but I wasn't really like interested like that, just because, like I said, there's some people you just like immediately have a spark with, and I didn't really have that with him. So we talked, and he was fun to talk to. We got along well, and similar backgrounds in some ways as far as our parents and stuff, even though he was from Haiti and all that, which is different, but there were some similarities in other ways. So very smart, really good with math. I love that he spoke multiple languages and stuff like that. So kind of fascinating person. So we ended up exchanging numbers, and then we ended up going on a date, and then eventually it turned into a relationship. Well, during the relationship, we had some good times and things like that, but I kind of saw the immaturity a little bit, because again, we were both in our 20s, but he was a little bit younger than me. And so I kind of felt that difference in a way, because I had already been a lot more independent, because I mean, mind you, I had gone off to college, and then when I moved to Vegas, I lived with my sister and my brother-in-law for a little while, but then I started teaching. I moved right out and had my own place and my own car. He was still going to school, trying to figure all of that out, and then living with his family, which is fine in your 20s. Like, I'm cool with that, but it started to show in other ways that kind of immaturity. And so it got to a point where after about 9 months, I was like, I don't think this is gonna work. And we had kind of had this conversation before, but he had kind of talked me into like giving it another shot. So I remember this one evening, I had already made up my mind. I was like, this is not gonna work. Like, I care about you as a person, but we're just going in different directions. I don't think this is gonna work. So I already had this speech or conversation ready to go, like that I was wanting to have with him that evening. And so I can't remember what we did that evening, but I remember we were sitting in the car, and it was probably 9 something, almost 10 o'clock or whatever at night. And we were talking, and I brought up the conversation. I said, you know, like, I care about you, but I think this isn't gonna work. I just feel like we are heading into different directions. I kind of already know where I'm going, and you're still trying to figure out things. And so I didn't really see a future or stability. And that's one thing as a woman, like, especially if you've already kind of gotten yourself together, as far as like you're already in your career, you're already working and all of that, like, you want to know that you're with somebody that can maintain. And the thing about it is, like, I've never been a person that said like I needed to date somebody that had this salary or this or that, but I feel like you have to be equally yoked in the way that you kind of live your life and kind of carry on. And he was just a little bit too like free thinking, like you just didn't know which way he was gonna go, because he really wanted to be like a entertainer and like show host and stuff, and he had definitely the demeanor and all of that, the personality to do so, but it's just not easy to get into all of that, and I just wasn't here for it. So now the awkward part of all of this was his response, because I didn't expect it, and I kind of laughed when he said it. So I told him this, you know, this is the way I'm feeling. I don't think it's gonna work. I'm ready to just move our separate ways. Like, if you want to be friends, we can try to be friends, but I just don't think relationship is going to work, whatever. So his response was like, no, you can't do that. Like, I'm going through so much right now. You can't do that. And he goes into this almost dramatic acting scene of telling me that he is sick, and he went to the doctor and they checked his knee and they found that he had cancer, and that he could potentially not have that long to live if it's not treated, whatever. So I laughed. Now I know it's like, why are you laughing? I laughed because I knew that it was all a bluff. Because mind you, he never mentioned any of this before. As soon as I said that I'm ready to end the relationship, and mind you, I had tried to end it before and he talked me out of it, and just kind of like saying like, let's give it another chance, like let's work on it, whatever. But this time he went a whole other level. So mind you, I laughed because I'm like, are you kidding me? Now the thing about it is, it was also kind of offensive because if you guys know, like, my sister passed away from cancer that started in her knee. And so I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, that's the angle you're going to go? You're going to use something that actually really happened to me with my sister to try to get me to stay, and you think that's going to work? It was the most awkward thing. Like, I've never experienced somebody just saying that they have cancer or that they're sick to try to get you to stay. Like, and then the thing about it is, like, what do you do when the person stays? Because eventually she's going to find out that you were lying, because it doesn't just magically go away or whatever. So, mind you, he didn't have cancer. And I was like, why are you doing that? And he was like, actually trying to hold a straight face when I was calling him on it. Because I'm like, are you kidding me? And it just showed even more the immaturity and why I was like, this isn't going to work. This is not going to work. But it was the most awkward thing. Like, who does that? Like, just say, you know what? I really want this to work. You could say, you know, I really care about you. I don't want to see this end. Like, why do you have to say that? And the thing about it is, I'm kind of one of those people, and it's just my personality, that I will give things a try. I'll give people the benefit of the doubt. But when I make up a decision and I'm solid on that decision, there's nothing you could do to change my mind. There would have been nothing that he could have said to change my mind. Even if he would have really had cancer, I would have said, I'll try to see what I can do to help you or point you in the right direction for care. Like, I'll check on you to see how you're doing. But it still would have been over. So it was like, why go to that extreme? And then also, don't speak that kind of stuff, because people are really dealing with that. And I really dealt with that. So it was offensive. It was weird. It was awkward. It was strange. And I wouldn't recommend that approach to anybody if you're dating at all. Or if you're married and your spouse is trying to leave, like, that's not the angle to go. Like, don't make stuff up, especially stuff like that. That could be like really serious. But y'all, that's my awkward story. I know, weird stuff. Like, I could tell a lot of stories about just life that actually, when I go back and remember stuff, I'm like, man, that was funny. Like, but it's also not funny. It's very like, why did you do that? So yeah, that's my awkward moment. I was trying to think of some others, but I had kind of already told a story for another challenge, and then I told a story for another challenge. So I was like, what other awkward or like weird or whatever stories do I have? So I'm sure there's more. It's just like you have to stop and think about them. But yeah, don't ever do that if you're dating somebody. Like, it's weird, and it's very rude, especially if somebody's actually been through that in their life. So yeah, great challenge, Ace Eats. Congratulations. I'm not surprised that you made it to 1K, and I am not surprised at where your future is going to take you. When I watch your videos, I just feel like someone who is genuine and real and just cool. Like, I feel like it would be really awesome to just even meet you, because you just come across as yourself in the camera. And so I feel like that's what has gotten you here. And so keep reaching for the stars and stop being surprised that you're being successful. God's got you, girl. So that's why you're gonna keep going and keep going. So it's not a surprise, because God can do amazing things. So it's not a surprise at all. But yeah, so shout out to you, your beautiful family. Just keep being you. And yep, that's it. That's all. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I didn't really eat, but y'all, I do have issues. Like, I may need to see a therapist about this. Like, it's really hard for me to eat this because of the way it looks. It's weird. I know I can chop it up. I could just eat the leg or the wing, but when I see the whole body, I just start visualizing the actual animal. And so I just couldn't do it. Like, my mom is from the country. They grew up in Mississippi and Arkansas. So she was the oldest of 10 and actually had to help her mom on the farm. And so she used to actually catch chickens and wring the necks. And I'm like, how did you do that and still eat it? So it just goes to show the privileges some of us have, that some of our older generation had to go through. And so, but y'all, I be random sometimes. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. But anyway, as always, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you'll know when I post. Until next time, bye.
Like, comment, subscribe.